Hi. Come on in. I've got a lot of stuff to show you today. This is our studio here at Adams Lane. And, who is this?
Hi, I'm Lamar.
This is Lamar. Come on, we have lots of stuff to show you. Lamar, how long were you on that couch, man? Were you asleep?
Just about. Taking a nap.
We have a gallery here. We have our shooting space all the way over here. But we have one more special room that we are going to create a lot of cool things. Come on.
Great room.
Dun, dun, dun. Special report. Special report. Oh, thank you, Lamar.
You are welcome.
Why are we here? What happened? How do we get here, Lamar?
I'm excited. It's a long story.
It's
a great story.
It's a great story.
It is.
I'm going to tell the story. I'm going to start.
Okay, we'll start.
Okay, so here's what happened. Wait a minute. I feel like I need some hot chocolate or something. Hold on. It's just water. But I do need a sip. Hold on. You could have been filling space right there.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We're trying to learn how to
Yes.
be podcasters.
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
I know where we are.
Well,
Can we start there?
We can start there, yeah.
We're in historic downtown Kernersville, North Carolina, on Main Street.
Right on Main Street,
Main
which
Street.
means we are at the heartbeat
The heartbeat.
of Kernersville.
The heartbeat of the Triad.
Yes, and as you were walking in, I know you heard the squeakies on the floor. It's because this building is at least 100 years old.
Yes.
This is the original brick right here that you see that they put in over 100 years ago. The floors are the original floors.
It's called character.
Yes.
Character.
It's character. It's just maybe not good for audio. So, how did we get here? That's what I want to tell everybody.
We're
Because then we want to tell them where we're going.
okay. So we are related.
Oh,
We
my
probably
God.
need to start
You
there,
wanted to
right?
Start with
Are
that?
we
Okay.
related?
We are related.
We are related.
So, Lamar is my brother-in-law.
Yes.
And every time I try to explain that, I mess it up. So it's you. You do it.
Yeah. So your husband, yes,
My
and
love.
my wife are brother and sister.
Yes.
So
So we are brother and sister-in-law.
yes, we're in-laws.
Yes. And we, until just recently, we lived very far away from each other.
Yes. You lived here,
And-
and I lived in South Louisiana.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
So that's quite a move that you've made.
Quite a move. So new to the Triad. Been here for several months and absolutely love it.
Good. Because if you would have said anything else.
Yeah, no, I do. I love it. And I love Kernersville. And I love all the areas around. I
Yeah.
get to go to all of them, and I love the Triad.
A Triad, it's Winston-Salem, Kernersville,
High
High
Point,
Point, and Greensboro.
Greensboro, and everything in between.
I don't know why they call it the Triad.
It's
That's more than-
Winston-Salem.
I know, but there's
it's Greensboro, and it's High Point, and everything in between.
Oh, okay.
And Kernersville's the heart.
It's so hard.
The heart.
Wait, we have to do it.
I never can do that.
I can't do it because they do it with their
I don't know. It's the heart.
It's not working.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and it's a really simple little, not simple, but charming community that we are in, and we have found that they're just very accepting of us. So I want to tell the story of how we started, other than brother and sister-in-law. That's
Yes.
how it started.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. But for me, in North Carolina, I've lived here all of my life. I was
your life.
born in Winston-Salem, actually, at the Baptist Hospital. No, I'm sorry. That was my brother. I was born at the Forsyth. Never mind. They stopped delivering babies after him for a while. They do now. But they
wonder
went
why.
I know. I don't know. So even though I lived here, though, our family, we traveled and we sang for over 30 years. Basically, my mom had to come off the road for a few weeks just to have me or my brother and then put us right back in whatever vehicle or bus that they were traveling in at the time. And so I was like a little gypsy. I was raised in, honestly, truck stops, I do believe. Like, it's forever ingrained in my mind. Shower number 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Anyway,
So that's your background.
my background is
And my
music.
wife's background. That's not my background.
And my husband's background
Yes.
as well. So it was music, it was ministry.
Yes.
And it took me all the states. The only state that I haven't been to is Hawaii. Isn't that awful?
Oh, that is horrible.
I know.
Such a beautiful place.
It's the best one.
I can't wait to go back. I loved it.
Oh, you've been, rub it in, man.
Yes.
Oh, so, but in many countries that I was able to visit and sing and minister to. So I got a lot of experience behind a microphone singing. So very comfortable,
Sure.
obviously, with that. But when we came off the road, I had really young children, and I had never been ingrained in a community before because I had always just been the gypsy. So I didn't know how to be in a community. Well, I was able to kind of get centered into the acting community, a theater productions community here in Winston-Salem, actually. And it was on a whim. I did a birthday party there. Like they had, Alice in Wonderland birthday parties. And I was like, oh my gosh, this will be great for the kids. And it turns out that the higher ups in that theater saw my two, and they were like, we want to give them a scholarship to come act here. And so that's kind of how we transitioned into theater. Well, none of the theater people knew my background at all. So I got to really just be incognito and not act like I knew anything about production or being on live TV or I just really soaked it up. I became a counselor for their camps, and eventually they moved me up to the makeup department and costuming departments. And I did that for, probably almost 10 years, a long time. But it was about halfway through that the directors and the people really realized what my background was. And so then I started getting put in plays. And then agents came because of that for my children. And in fact, two of our family members still are in agencies and do work in film and acting and things like that. But in the meantime, when I was on the road, it was my family, but my brother would always bring his best friend on the road with him. And his name is Daniel Midkiff. And at first it was just he would come along on the road, but then he became the driver, he became the sound man, and then a long, long time ago, when graphic design was just blossoming, he was on the cusp of that. And then he picked up a camera. And so being in that world, he and I would create the concepts for the album covers and the graphics and just the recording process. We were just very involved in that. Plus, we were living on a 35-foot bus. Yeah. So we knew how to get along. So as I came off the road, him and I just really got called into a certain circumstance that caused us to have to use all of those gifts at once. And we really found that we had fun doing it. And so we decided to start our own LLC, and we started it as Strategic Arts and Productions because we never wanted to, we didn't have a niche, we liked everything. So we just wanted it to be whatever kind of productions. But we started majoring in photography, some videography, and then and that was 7 years ago.
Wow.
And we transitioned from Strategic Arts and Productions, which is still what we use, but we created Adams Lane Photography, and that is where this building comes into play. We spent the first part of our career as real legit, we're going to do this photography. First, we had no building, then we had a little outbuilding, and then we rented an office space for almost 5 years. And then about a year ago, we found this space.
Yes.
And we have thrived. That's the only time I'm going to say that word. It's a joke.
Yeah.
So we have really expanded our reach, and we've been able to do so many different types of photography and offer our clients just an amazing eye, because it's a team. Daniel is the principal photographer, and I am a creative director of every shoot that we go on, and it just works down to the proofing and to the customer experience. So what I have learned in these past years, whether I'm behind a microphone or behind a camera, is that how to tell people stories through whether it's a single shot of a picture or a snap, or if it's in a video. But Daniel and I had always talked about this particular space in the studio. We looked at it and said that could be a podcast studio.
Yes.
Well, we didn't know how to make that happen. Right. And then along comes Lamar.
So I think it's really neat, Audra, because your background behind the mic and behind the camera and video and all of that, and working together from even a young age, has brought together a really unique situation. And the things you guys have put out have been phenomenal. It is. I know from personal experience, and I think that's amazing. I know you guys have helped us in some of our businesses in the past, and you were able to capture in photographs and in video some of our businesses, and you did an amazing job.
Thanks.
And I never thought we'd be working together in this way, but I'm excited about it because I know your standards very high. And you also did the photography for my youngest daughter's graduation, and it was amazing. I was there. It was fun watching it. And then the results at the end were really, really cool. So
you had to drive 12 hours.
I had to drive a long way to take care of my daughter. And now I live up here because of her and other reasons. Right.
Because Maddie decided.
She's a student at UNCG, so we have connections now in the community because of that. She's an exceptional student, and we love the area.
And we love having family here.
Yes.
That has been really cool. We have family Sunday dinner almost every week, and we all kind of look forward to that. And our backgrounds, because of your knowledge, you owned a business of your own for how many years?
For over 20 years, my own business, about 25 years.
Very successful flooring.
Yes, a flooring contractor, tile contractor.
And then you and Heather bought a franchised business in Louisiana, and really you did.
It was really exciting. It was fun to be a part of that, and you guys helped us with that. And one of the things that really brings me to the table, so to speak, with podcasting, is one of the things that we did was we did a podcast about our business so that our local community could learn what we provided. Also, my wife's very passionate about her business.
Sure.
And they were able to capture that in a podcast for the whole community to see. And it was really neat because it got a lot of attention. So I saw in that with her and our business, well, that'd be neat to see done with other businesses, because my wife had a story, and to be able to watch her share her passion was neat for me to see. And then also to hear other business owners share their passion and to hear their stories. That excited me. I wanted to be a part of that.
Yeah. And because what I've found and you found, we've talked about this before, but every everybody has their why, like
Yes.
why they started, why, and they saw their need and a need and wanted to fill it
Yes.
in their own special, unique way. And that is something that's so interesting.
It
for
is. It's
us.
like your background
Yeah.
and your story and what you're doing now is because of that. It's great.
Absolutely.
The same thing with a business owner, their background, what drives them, what keeps them going to that job or that business every day to provide a service in the community.
And I also think that first and foremost, we love people.
Yes.
And we also love to learn. And so with that being said, loving people, loving to learn, we have named, do you want to?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what all of this boils down to is that we've started a business together called Legacy Podcast Studio. And we chose the name Legacy because that entails a story.
Yeah.
And you want to leave a legacy, a story. And so we're trying to capture those stories, and we want to share them not only with our community, but also with the world, because there's lessons to be learned in all of this.
I definitely already have been schooled a few times
Yes.
already in here. So our flagship podcast is named the Small Business Leaders Podcast.
Yes. So Legacy Podcast Studio will produce podcasts, and our flagship
the one we're starting
podcast,
with.
and we've already started, and we're excited about it. And it's like Audra said, the Small Business Leaders Podcast.
And one of the reasons that was chosen is what we've already kind of led up to with this is that I have a story, Lamar has a story, but anybody who is brave enough to start a business and take that leap of faith, we wanted to know how they got there. And so, and then those businesses affect the type of community that you live in. So with Kernersville, we really love the atmosphere here. And a lot of that is due to the businesses that are right around here and the type of people that own them.
Yeah, those personalities.
Yeah.
And we've heard from several.
Yeah.
And it has been really a neat thing. I know for me personally to hear those stories. And
neat and sobering and educational and
amazing.
That's the
and
only time.
Exciting. I can't use those words anymore.
No.
But
We're trying.
been all of that to me. A gamut of emotion. To hear about these backgrounds and partnerships and serving the community and wanting to provide the very best to our community, help our community when needs arise. There's a lot to all of this, and we want to capture it.
And so while we're doing that, you can actually have a turnkey production podcast produced here.
Yeah, we can provide that service for you.
Yeah.
With the engineering and all the equipment.
If
you may have a story to tell yourself.
Yeah.
That's not a part of our small business podcast. Yeah, we can provide that.
We want you to definitely make it your own. These seats are pretty comfortable.
Yes, they are.
And we would look forward to talking to anybody who's interested in coming and seeing what.
And one of our clients that's come in and talked about doing that. And it would be amazing to hear her story with her friends. That would be really neat.
And the other cool thing, because we have Adams Lane and Daniel and I, there's other services that some of these businesses need that you may not think about, like headshots or team photos or design work for your website or just things like that. And all in-house, we have every one of those tools available to us and the know-how and, the background to do that and to do it with excellence.
A lot of solutions are available here, and they do an incredible job with all of this. So, yeah.
Well, thanks.
Yes.
Thanks, brother-in-law.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
And I mean it.
I'm kicking you under the table. You know I am.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's kind of our why. And we want to invite you to come along for this little journey that we're having. I think it's probably going to be a big journey that we're having.
Yes, I can't wait for our community to hear these podcasts and see them and the personalities that we've already met and talked with and those that are coming down the road. It's going to be neat for Kernersville, for the Triad, and
for the world. We're coming for
really,
the world.
yeah, we are. Yeah, it's great. And I think another thing, because we have talked about this, is it's a learning opportunity as well.
Right.
Because you may be interested in starting the business. You may be a young person that is interested in possibly starting a business in the future. So you can learn. There's a lot of lessons to learn.
Of what to do, what not to do, and why.
Yes.
So
wisdom.
Very much so.
Yes.
And wisdom leaves legacies behind.
Yes,
so
it does.
there you go.
That's a good play on words.
Did you see how I did that?
Yeah.
So with that, we want you to follow us on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, anywhere that you stream your podcast, you're going to be able to find Legacy Podcast
And
Studios.
YouTube.
And YouTube.
Find us and follow us.
And subscribe, all of those
all those things. And you can find us, our website is legacypodcaststudio.com, and our email is legacypodcaststudio@gmail.com.
Yes, it is. You did good.
Thank you.
I thought I gave that part to him because I didn't think I could say it all.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait for you to follow along with us and see what happens.
Yes, it's going to be great. It is.
It might be great.
No, it's going to be great. I promise you that. I'm looking forward to it.
See you soon. Bye, y'all.
See you soon. Bye.